Yeah, I know. Another dig at No Man's Sky. So original, right? Anyway, what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another brief overview of a dope game. I'm your host, BouseFeenux, and today we're going to space. Everspace, to be exact, and we're taking a look at the brand new Roguelike by Roguelike Games. So strap yourself in, and let's get started. So what is a roguelike, or in the case of Everspace, a roguelite? Well, over the years, the actual definition of roguelike or roguelite is becoming fuzzier, but typically you can count on roguelikes having several features: turn-based combat, procedurally generated maps, and permanent death, to name a few. Everspace has some of these features, and I'll elaborate on these features more in a few minutes, but first, let's talk about the game in general. What is Everspace? Simply put, Everspace is an action-focused, single-player space shooter. You control a spaceship hunting for supplies and avoiding danger, all while jumping from sector to sector in search of something, which I'm not actually sure what that something is yet, seeing as Everspace is actually in early access on Steam. Now, after being burned a few times, I pretty much never go for early access games, but I've been following Everspace for almost a year now, and I really liked what I saw early on. This, and the fact that I had a very successful Kickstarter campaign, was enough for me to want to pick it up, play a little bit, and share it with you guys. So let's talk about the features of this game. What does Everspace offer in terms of gameplay? Well, going back to our roguelike/roguelite topic, like I promised, the first, and one of the most major gameplay mechanics you'll notice, is that you die a lot. And when you die, you start over from the quote-unquote beginning every time and try to make your way back through each sector. But all is not lost, though, as any blueprints for items or money you find are kept for the next playthrough. Before each run, you'll have the chance to level up different aspects of your ship, which, believe me, is very helpful. In the time between dying and restarting, though, you'll mostly be flying around the gorgeously rendered universe in search of various resources. Occasionally, you'll come across little missions that require you to do things like deliver packages or destroy a device that's preventing you from progressing to the next sector, and so on. Outside of that, you'll be searching for and crafting various items and weapons to give you a better chance of survival in this harsh universe. As for the combat in this game, I found it to be very exciting. The 6 degrees of freedom controls that you can experience in first or third person really give you the feeling of flying the spacecraft, but if you're like me and not used to flight sims, they can be a little tough to master. Once you get that down, though, the dogfights you'll encounter are a lot of fun. So what can you expect from early access and what's to come later? To start, only one ship is currently unlocked. As the game progresses in development, there are supposed to be another 2 ships available to use. In addition to that, Roguelike Games is looking to add more dialogue and story elements to the game, as well as dynamic cockpit displays for the different ships. And on top of all that, you might be able to experience this game on your HTC Vive or Oculus Rift in the future if you have one. But let's wrap this overview up with some of my final thoughts on the game as it stands in early access. Firstly, on the positive side, the combat is fun and engaging, and with the game's roguelike elements, even if you die, there's still a great sense of progression, making you want to continue playing just to see how far you can get in the game before dying again. The graphics are fantastic, and with a fairly low system recommendation of only a GTX 770 or an R9 280X, you'll find that this game is fairly accessible to a wide range of PC setups. On the negative side, I feel like the $30 price tag is a little on the steep side for an early access roguelike title, and if you've never played a game like this, the learning curve could be very frustrating for you because Everspace is one of those easy to learn, difficult to master type games. But at the end of the day, I'm really enjoying Everspace. It's immersive, fun, there's tons of mystery to explore in this awesome looking galaxy, and for being in early access, Everspace is a fairly robust game. If you've got $30 lying around, I highly recommend giving it a try. But that's gonna do it for me today, ladies and gentlemen, as we take a look at Everspace, the new action space shooter by Roguelike Games. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, consider leaving a like down below, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. It's free, and every time someone clicks the sub button, my ego grows just a little bit more. Until next time, though, I'm BouseFeenux. I'll see you at the next video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.